Hello guys, so today we will be discussing about a very important but very small topic that is called aromatic nomenclature. Okay, so if you see the past year question papers of JEE and NEET, you will find one or two questions from aromatic nomenclature which looks very simple, but we are not able to solve them due to not knowing the rule or not remembering the rule. So it will take just about few minutes for us to complete this. Remember to note down everything and write the rules in such a way so that you write it in a short portion, so it becomes easier from revising while you do it before the examination, rather than making it cumbersome, which will cause some procrastination from your point of view. So right away on the topic without wasting time, so we will be talking about aromatic nomenclature. Aromatic means we are talking about benzene ring, right? Aromatic means we are talking about benzene ring. So बेंजीन रिंग के साथ जब कुछ लगा रहता है, that is called aromatic compound. Yes, not only that, there are other rings also which can also be called aromatic compounds, because we have learnt a topic that is called aromaticity. But now in this lecture we are going to only concentrate on the benzene ring and various substituents along with it. So first of all, if there is only one substituent along with the benzene ring, that we can call them mono substituted benzene. So we'll take one mono substituted benzene over here. Let's take Cl. So it is very easy to name this kind of compound, because you can really name it chlorobenzene, iodobenzene, like that you can name it, right? So those things are easy. Things become a little bit difficult when the substituent are more than one. So first of all, this is called same substituent. Same substituent means, suppose we are talking about a benzene ring over here like this. So it has same substituent, so chloro. Okay, if it's like that, then you don't need to think much of complications, order or preference. Okay, so this is simple. When it is, you take it number 1, number 2, so you can name it 1,2-dichlorobenzene. Also you can name it ortho-dichlorobenzene, okay, because both the benzene, both the chlorine are attached in ortho position. Adjacent position is called ortho position. Next is, if the positions are leaving one carbon, then it will be called meta-dichlorobenzene, okay, meta-dichlorobenzene. Okay, this is ortho, this is meta. For para it becomes much easier. Para is this is the chlorine, and in the opposite side if you have another chlorine, it will be called para-dichlorobenzene. Okay, so this is very simple nomenclature. The problem arises when this is having different substituent. Okay, so suppose there is a substituent like this. Suppose it is Cl and suppose this is I. Now it becomes difficult, right? You can clearly see, we can call it's orthoisomer, not meta, not para, both are in adjacent position. So definitely it's an orthoisomer, right guys? So in this case, when you have different substituent, the order that you need to go through is the preference to the groups as per this priority series. So you have gone through one priority series in case of your aliphatic. Similarly over here there is a priority series, so it is very easy to remember because you have already gone through it in the aliphatic. So these are the series. So if you see over here, chlorine lies above iodine over here, see, okay. So basically the name should be chlorobenzene, okay, chlorobenzene. So this we will name it, number it as 1, so this will be 2, so 2-iodo-chlorobenzene, khatam, theek hai na, 2-iodo-chlorobenzene. Similarly, if we want to do this one, suppose this is CHO and this is chlorine, okay. So if you compare CHO and chlorine, which is higher in priority series? CHO is higher in priority series, okay, CHO is higher in priority series, clear? So it will be basically benzaldehyde. So here comes another problem. The thing is that how will you know whether this is benzaldehyde or something else? So some of the aromatic compounds, you need to know the names, the total names. Okay, so this is like, you can also call this benzene carbaldehyde. Okay, you can also call this benzene carbaldehyde, but we will call it benzaldehyde. So UPAC allows us to do the same. So this is benzaldehyde. Likewise, this is phenol. This is toluene. Okay, so there are different kinds of compounds that will be listed down in any of the textbooks. I don't want to make this video a little bit longer, so because I would like to you guys to do it, find it out from the textbook that what are these compounds called. Minimum hardly 6-7 compounds you need to remember. Okay, so over here it was benzaldehyde, and if you see 1, 2, 3, so 3 chlorobenzaldehyde, you can also write metachlorobenzaldehyde. You can also write metachlorobenzaldehyde. Okay, so see, in case of disubstituted also, the only catch is you have to remember the priority series. That's it. Okay, now the last one, but definitely not the least, I'll draw one tri-substituted one. So let's take any one like this, COOH, okay, OH, let's take this as NH2. Okay, so this is a tri-substituted benzene. So see, this rule, whatever we are going to discuss right now, is applicable for anything more than is equal to 3 substitution. That means either 3 or 4 or 5, you apply the same kind of rules. So here you have to follow some steps. First step, the same as we have done in disubstituted with different substituents. So what rule we have done? We have first found out which one lies highest in the priority series. We can see COOH. Now there is another compound over here, COOH. What we call it? We call it benzoic acid. Okay? If there is a compound like this, we call it aniline. Okay? So now first of all, COOH hai idhar. So COOH we are going to talk about the topmost one, COOH. So COOH means it will be a benzoic acid. Okay? Ho gaya. Next, whichever has got the topmost priority, name it number 1. Okay? After that, while you number it, you will number it to give the substituents the lowest sum rule benefit. Okay, so this will be number 2, this will be number 3, this will be number 4. So in this case, if you see, in 2 position you will get hydroxy, and in 4 position you will get amino. Okay, if you number it from this side, so at this point, while you, sorry for a little interruption. So we were going through this one, COOH. One thing is we could number from this side. So if we number from this side, let us find out the sum of the locands or sum of the substituent numbers, that is 2 and 4. So sum is 6. If you go from this side, then the sum becomes 4 plus 6, sum becomes 10. So definitely 6 is less than 10, nothing to explain more about it. So we will go by clockwise numbering, so as per lowest sum rule. So first of all, its name will be benzoic acid, right? Benzoic acid. Next, we have in 2 position hydroxy. So we have a hydroxy in 2 position, and in 4 position we have a amino. ठीक है ना? In 4 position we have an amino. Now we have to understand one thing, that in 4 position we have a amino. Should we write first or hydroxy we write first? So definitely in this case we will follow our good old alphabetical rule. ठीक है? So 4 amino first, then 2 hydroxy, and the job is done, benzoic acid. Clear? So this will be the nomenclature for this kind of compounds. I hope now you will be able to do all those small problems given in NEET and JEE examinations in basis of aromatic nomenclature. Also remember, we have done this ones also, which will also form a part of the syllabus, and hopefully you are going to secure those 4 marks of yours. Thank you.